Dan Drezner, you have written a brilliant treatise on death, resurrection, and displeasures of the flesh. You ask your colleagues to laugh both at themselves and at the scientific frameworks they hold so dear. But I fear you have overlooked something critically important. Zombies are but a dead metaphor for a bygone time. The appeal of zombie literature among some sectors of human society, invoked so glibly as justification for your case study, signifies merely a postmodern yearning for Earth that was, by those afraid to acknowledge the desperate times into which humanity is plunging unbidden. Don't you see, Dan? To the extent that your case selection is based not only on pop cultural relevance, but also real-world plausibility, are zombies really the appropriate metaphor? No. The one true pop cultural allegory for the global system as we are coming to know it is not some fearsome zombie pandemic, but rather the rise of humanity's cybernetic overlords. Yes, killer robots are at least as salient an existential threat in the minds of the masses as are zombies. And as a plausibility probe for threats that could, in fact, exist, cyborgs are far nearer at hand once the domain of science fiction. Today, cyborgs walk side by side with humans. Some of them even look human. Indeed, with your Bluetooth devices, heart implants, and neurally enhanced robotic limbs, it might even be said that humans are becoming cyborgs. Already globalized human society has begun to operate like the hive mind of the Borg Collective, crowdsourcing ideas and information, mindlessly retweeting political tropes, while computer hacker-enabled revolutions spread like a Cylon virus throughout the Middle East. And come on, Dan, it's not the fleshy dreadfuls of yore, but rather networked computers which are feeding on the brains of humanity's children. The public health implications of this continuous interface with technology are dire, and as the International Committee for Robot Arms Control warns, humans are but steps away from needing to quell a genuine Centurion uprising, as nations prepare to fight future wars with drones, Iron Men, and cyber attacks. Those who've learned the lessons of history recognize the situation is grave. All this has happened before, and it will happen again. Why then are you, one of humanity's finest minds, amusing your colleagues with zombie parables, rather than conducting the serious post-colonial analyses humanity will need to survive a Cylon Holocaust or Borg invasion? One explanation put forward by certain bloggers is that zombies are more metaphorically digestible by 20th century theories such as realism. The cyborg allegory, by contrast, would have required you to engage alternative frameworks more appropriate to a rapidly changing world. You might have been compelled to draw on feminist theory, for example. After all, cyborgs, to say nothing of the soldiers who hunt them, rely far less on gendered binary oppositions you reify, like the dead-undead dichotomy, existing instead in perplexing hybrid combinations. A feminist understanding of subjectivity, fluidity, and embodiment would have yielded new theoretical insights, allowing you to interrogate the soft power politics through which these terrifying systemic upheavals might occur. Mainstream theoretical blinders. Yeah, that's one theory. But how long do you think it will take before your more Machiavellian colleagues clue into the far more frightening possibility that this book was in fact written solely to distract humanity from its impending destruction at the hands of its cyborg children? It only takes one savvy grad student to notice that you're a leader in the field of internet communications, the author of studies on internet governance, blogs, and social media. It won't be long before everyone will put two and two together, Dan, recalling that you're a famous foreign policy blogger, one who for years has used his technical knowledge of networked computers to spread his own ideas far and wide throughout the global communications web. Before you know it, everyone will realize your zombie detection criteria in Chapter 2 is but a weapon of mass distraction, obfuscating the terrible truth that the reckless use of cyborg technology is in fact the fastest way to become a zombie drone. I can imagine it won't be long before they accuse you of being a cyborg yourself. Are you prepared for this critique, Dan Drezner? Prove it.